Today we're going to make some beef madras, and it's a bit of a shortcut this because we've already done the beef. If you watched the last episode you will have seen, and there's a link, and the link is to the Carrick casserole, the beef stew that we made previous episode. Now there is a theory in theoretical physics, a thing called the twins paradox, and for you that episode was 2 weeks ago. For me it was yesterday. It's like the two twins on the spaceship. One travels at the speed of light, one stays on Earth. When one comes back, the one on Earth's aged 30 years and the guy on the spaceship's aged 10 minutes. So we are in the 10-minute thing. For us, the beef was only yesterday and this is the day after. And sadly, that's why I'm drinking coffee. And last week I was drinking wine because the wine has rather sadly all gone. So we're going to start off with the leftover beef that we have. We've got some coriander, fresh coriander. If you're doing anything curry wise, have fresh coriander. If you don't have fresh coriander, you may as well just wrap your hand in and go home because it ain't going to work very well. I've got some chili flakes. Let's put a bit of heat in. I've got some fennel, which I will grind up to give a lovely aroma. Some garam masala and a bit of cumin. And one of the key ingredients for this sort of thing is tomato paste. So job number one is to put about a dessert spoon of fennel or thereabouts, certainly something north of a teaspoon, into my pot.
Ooh, looking good.
And then to get my daily exercise. In goes my fennel, just broken up. In goes my teaspoon of black pepper, something like 1/3 to half a teaspoon of chili flakes. I find that the pepper and the chili have got two different things. The chili seems to hit sort of most of the mouth, whereas the pepper seems to get up around the lips. So with the pair of them together, your mouth explodes. It's fantastic. So this is a well-heaped teaspoon of cumin and a well-heaped teaspoon of garam masala. Give them all a good mix.
You are missing out on the smells that's coming from that bowl of delight, but it's already smelling gorgeous. So we're just going to add a small onion, aren't we, Bev?
We are indeed. Curries take garlic very well. Beef stews don't really have too much garlic in. I know I put a few bits in when I made the beef stew yesterday or 2 weeks ago. But I'm going to add more garlic to it because a curry can take a lot more garlic than a stew like that. And I'll probably add some ginger in as well for the same reason.
So there's the 2 cloves of garlic.
And about the same, about the same of ginger.
Yeah, about the same of ginger.
So I'm getting some coriander as well. Now coriander can be a fairly delicate herb. So a lot of this flavour will be lost when I put it in, but some flavours will remain. But what I will do is I will add more coriander near the end of cooking and also just before I serve. So task number one is to heat up yesterday's leftovers. So we get that on the go. Task number two is check another pot and put a good generous dose of oil into it. It might seem like a lot of oil, but curry spices need to be heated in oil to draw the flavours out of them. You can always skim it off before you serve, but if you don't have it, you will lack the flavours. So we've got the curry spices. We've got the oil. We're going to put the curry spices in and let it heat gently to draw the flavours out. And also we're just going to just cook the onions as well. The smell tormenting you, is it?
Yeah. Right over the spices, that's why.
So this is starting to go. I don't need to fry the spices over a high heat. I just need to draw their flavours out. So in they go. And I don't want to overheat this. I'm going to turn it right down. How's your nose coping?
It smells absolutely delicious.
For heating up, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of tomato into my leftover beef stew.
Yeah. So that was the Carrick casserole.
This was the Carrick casserole. We started with 600 grams of beef when we made that casserole, and we had about half of it. So there's probably about 300 grams of beef to start this recipe off.
Yep.
And I'm going to put in some my coriander now, and I'm going to give that a good stir. I'm also going to add about a heaped teaspoon of sugar because tomato in that quantity can be quite bitter. And that will just take the edge off the bitterness of the tomato. If you like the bitterness of the tomato, then don't bother, skip this step. But, you know, just like to take a little bit of the edge off. Now these are probably well enough done. They're well coated. Any flavours in the spices should have come out. And I'll just give that a little rinse to get the last of it. And then it's a good stir. This is bubbling nicely, and you can see because somebody's maybe tip it up.
Yeah.
Can't say who. But it's ready now to go into the cooker. Now, on your stove at home, just let this simmer quietly away like that for, I don't know, 40 minutes, something like that. We are going to stick it in there. And it can simmer away quietly all on its own. We'll come back in 40 minutes, and when we do, we'll put the rice in here as well, and we'll add more coriander at that stage. The rice will take about 30 minutes, and then we will take it out, and we'll add a touch more coriander just as we serve. Okay, so all I've done here is just put some water into the rice just to take the starch off. So I'm just going to pour this away. Now, one of the other things I've got ready here, in case anybody's interested, I've just used 2 scoops of rice and I'm going to put 3 scoops of water in. That's the trick. 2 of rice to 3 of water. And then this will cook into lovely rice. But for a little bit of added extra zizz, I have crushed a few cardamom pods. So I'm going to add some turmeric to give a nice aroma, flavour, and a nice splash of yellow in it too. So about a teaspoon of turmeric. Look at that lovely colour. So I've got 2 of these scoops, and if anybody's particularly interested, this is a third of a metric cup or 85 mils, in case anyone's interested. So 2 scoops of rice mixed with 3 of water. At this point, I'm going to put the rice in, but I'm also going to add the extra coriander. About 40 minutes ago, I prepped the curry, and I said to you, I put a bit in then. I'll put a bit in when I do the rice, and that's what I'm about to do. And then before I serve up, I'll do 1 more dose of coriander, because different flavours come out of the coriander at different times. So I've got this little pile of chopped coriander down here, and that will be going into the curry in a minute. So this is about ready. In goes the coriander.
Ooh.
In goes the pot. And then both go. And we'll give that about half an hour. So it's been about 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that, and this is finally ready. So I'm just going to pick these cardamoms out because you don't really want to chew down on a cardamom, it's not really that much fun. But they generally float to the top, so they're not too hard to pick out. And I know how many I put in. I put 10 in, so if I get 10 out, I'm good to go. And my last little job is to add in that coriander just before serving. Getting gluten-free naan bread is very, very difficult. Getting gluten-free pita bread is a lot easier. So instead of using a naan bread, I'm just going to heat up a pita bread. And this is the quick way to do it.
And you just want the pita bread to pop.
Yes.
Split the layers. And when it does that, it's done.
That'll do. Now this particular one, because I'm going to serve it up to put curry in, I just need to cut it in half, and because it's hot I can now just simply get the knife and you can see that it has split the layer, as Gaynor says. Look at that. We actually have enough gravy left over that this is going to stretch to a 3rd day's meal, so tomorrow I think we're going to have mulligatawny soup for lunch. Yesterday's leftover gravy, with all the curries, spices and sauces, has been mixed with a tin of generic tomato soup. And we'll have the leftover coriander. And we shall be having mulligatawny for lunch. We will do a proper episode sometimes on a proper mulligatawny soup, maybe a chicken mulligatawny or something. But for a quick and dirty way of getting rid of my gravy from the curry, this is how we're doing it.